Let's get ready to rumble! What is going on, everybody? In this video, we are going to get ready to rumble! Man, this is nostalgia. I am excited, and I'm so excited. I just can't hide it. I want to show you the drawing process of Let's Get Ready to Rumble. Now, it's the same thing like Let's Get Ready to Rumble round 1, round 2. I wish there was a round 3, but I didn't make it to round 3 because I fell. Well, I didn't fall on the ground. I mean, he knocked me out of the freaking board. So we gotta talk about this process real quick. And before we get started, make sure you guys like the video. That really helps out with the channel. Share the video out and hit the bell. Ding, 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 ding. Let's get it started, shall we? So when it came down to this drawing process, I am very transparent. It's never the first time. Well, actually, most of the time it's not the first time. I get lucky sometimes where the first round of me drawing it actually works, but this time no. The first round I got a little KO'd right there. So when it came down to round 2, this time I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna just try to put the main character with the afro right there, because I was trying to replicate that particular scene where the main character with the afro, he's like, yeah, you know it, and then having him just like punch the guy, and then the guy's like, oh, I don't know how he sounds. I just kind of make that random sound effect. So that didn't work, and then this time, this was the second attempt. So instead of me actually focusing on the guy getting punched, I decided why not do an interesting perspective where the guy is already knocked out on the ground and the main character just got his fist up like, yeah, I just took him out. So there was a point where I was like, okay, this looks good. I'm excited, but the proportions, I wanted to exaggerate on the perspective, so I'll make the character smaller, so that way the guy who's on the ground could look a lot bigger, so it gives that distance between the two. So once doing that, I decided, oh yeah, I forgot, it's Let's Get Ready to Rumble. They actually knocked him out of the ring. So even though I couldn't fully illustrate that, I wanted to put in icons like a popcorn on top of the guy's body. So of course, I'm only going based upon the reference of the round 2 cover art. I didn't look at other perspectives of this main character, so I just improvised just based upon that one reference. So I just made him seem as if he's been doing a lot of heavy lifting, so he looks more like a middleweight compared to in the video game, he's more like a light or a featherweight. So I made him a bit more muscular than usual. And then everything else, I just kept it consistent with how he looked in the game as far as like his trunks and of course the smiley face on his gloves.
Okay, so I'm ready to order. So yes, so hey waiter, I would like to have a chicken masu with soup and salad on the side.
All right, you ready to order? Let's get ready to rumble! Wow, that is the most expensive order. Okay.
I hope that you're gonna be paying.
TKO! So from here, I'm just doing the refinement. Now I'm going more into the detail and erasing and cleaning out all of the gesture that I had behind of this sketch. So now it's starting to look more detailed and more prominent towards making bolder decisions compared to before where I just wanted to get the feel of the character. Another thing that I did, where of course a lot of artists should do when it comes down to working smart, is that when you have a character that is upside down, literally like the head is upside down, instead of struggling with drawing the head upside down, I just simply just rotated it. So rotate it so that way I get the right angle. So now I could focus on getting the proportions right on the character at the bottom's face. Also, let me know in the comment section below if you guys want me to make other characters. I don't mind doing that because there's so many other characters in the game. And also, who is your favorite character in Let's Get Ready to Rumble Round 2? So from here, I just fixed the proportions of his head and then moving forward towards his trapezius and all that stuff, just to not get too detailed on it because the main focus is the main character who knocked him out. So I didn't want to go hyper detailed on the person that's on the ground. So then once that was complete, that's when I flipped it back to the right proportion. And then from there, I'm just fixing up some refinement areas, because from there I can actually like put in the detail and understand where it's placed compared to his actual face at the bottom. All right, so now this is the time where I transfer the file onto Adobe Illustrator. So we gone from Adobe Photoshop to now Adobe Illustrator, and now I'm utilizing the pen tool. And then from here, I'll just continue with refining and edging out using the pen tool of this sketch. And once the pen tool was complete, you already know,
colors. You gotta love the colors.
All right, so here is the coloring process. And all the time when I use the pen tool, I always put the right placement of the lights and shadows. And I'm a big fan of dramatic, harsh lighting, so you see that throughout all of the illustrations on this channel. I didn't want his afro to be like black. I wanted to give it like, you know, like a dark, very, very dark burnt umber brown, and then mix it with very, very close to black, because when something is like solid black, it could flatten out the illustration. So I make sure that I have a little bit of more volume towards it as opposed to just making it really flat. I'm gonna be honest, at this point, it started to come to life, but I still was skeptical with the face. I understand the face doesn't actually look like the character, but it's okay. I mean, in the end of the day, it's still my interpretation. I'm not trying to make a photo like replica, or should I say illustration replica of the original. So in the end of the day, I'm still okay with the way the face looks, but I still feel like I could have done more as far as the dimension, but it is what it is. So when it came down to like even illustrating the muscles, I'm actually happy the way that came out, especially when it came out to the coloring process. You could really see the muscle anatomy, and I did that out of my head. I didn't actually look at reference of the back muscle, I guess because I watch a lot of like bodybuilding shows, so it gets glued. Also, I work out as well, so it's not accurate because I should have looked at reference, but at least based upon like the normal human eye, there's not something there that's like a glaring issue towards the back muscles. Like they always say, shows are one from the back. And then from here, I actually changed the color. I was gonna make him with the white outline, the highlight, but once I added the effects of the drop shadow of the shine towards his glove, I decided, you know what, why not keep it consistent by having that blue, because in the end of the day, our skins are slightly translucent. So by captivating that through the illustration, it actually makes our eyes look more into the volume of the drawing. Like, okay, now this illustration looks more three-dimensional because of the highlight reflection on the skin. And then of course I did the same thing what I did before, which was flip it upside down and continuing with the coloring process of the character that's knocked out. I wanted to keep it simple with the guy because, again, I wanted to have the emphasis on the main character standing, so I didn't want to have too much detail on his face. I could have done more shadows, but again, he's not the main focus since he got knocked out. So even with the popcorn and the extra large cup of soda, I just was thinking about movies. I didn't actually look at any references. I was just always thinking like, oh, okay, I guess the popcorns are like red. And I was thinking about like, you know, red and white, but I didn't want the popcorns to pop out because red and white has an extreme contrast. So I just wanted to keep it simple by making it like maroon and dark red, or should I say red and maroon as opposed to red and white. And then even with the large soda, I just improvised. I just went with something that is very monochromatic, nothing that stands out as much, because I want the guy that's knocked out to pop up more than those amenities that I put out there, so that way it shows that he's been knocked out of the ring. So once that's complete, that's when I added the background and I add the blur effect as well as the lightning. So what do you guys think of this illustration? Let me know down below. Of course, all of them have rated A for art. And then I also made the brand extension, which is pretty much the brand identity of this channel, and having that in the consistency with the rest of the logos by having just art and having the illustration right in the center. So which version do you guys prefer? Let me know. And yeah, this one I believe was a knockout. I have never drew boxing gloves or anything dealing with boxing, so this is the first time. And I don't normally draw people like upside down, like knocked out, so that was rare. I don't normally do that, so I'm glad that it came out pretty cool. And yeah, I'm actually excited. Like I said before, I'll say it again. If there's any characters you guys want me to redesign, let me know. And if there's any nostalgia, like old school video games, it doesn't have to be super old school. It could be even in the year 2000, so it doesn't have to be like back in the 80s, you know, because even those game covers are very pixelated. But hey, that's also a challenge that I could push myself, from those pixelated art covers, and then like turn it into like my own interpretation into like a modern style. So any suggestions will be honestly greatly appreciated. And that's pretty much it for the video, guys. Take care, stay blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's get ready to rumble!